Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to model this bracket to mount my phone with my laptop using Autodesk Fusion 360. So let's create a new drawing inside Fusion 360 and start modeling this bracket. So here is the new empty design that you can see right now onto your screen. The first thing that we'll do, we'll go on to the left top corner over here, we'll click on this save icon and then we'll make sure that the location of the file is correct. If you want to change it, you can just click on this dot over here and you can change the file location, or if you want to change into any different project, you can just select from over here. I will just keep it this and I will simply rename it. I will give it a name phone bracket and then I will click on this save icon. Here you can see the name just got updated. This means it got saved into my data panel. Here you can see that. All the time you can access your data panel using these icons over here onto the left top corner. If you click on it, it will hide the data panel onto the left side. If you will click on it again, it will bring your data panel from the left side. Now the next thing is we'll make sure that the units are correct, and to make sure that I will go on to the browser over here and we'll expand and we'll go on to the document settings. We'll expand that as well, and under the document setting I will be able to see my units. I will click on this icon over here. If you want to change the units to something else, you can do that, but since I'm going to work with millimeter for now, I will simply click on cancel. So here you can see this is my screen that is ready to create our phone bracket, by using which we can mount our phone and we can use its camera with my laptop. Now the first thing that will start with the sketch. So I will click on this create sketch tool, then we'll select this top plane as a sketch plane. You can also select this front and side plane, but I will click on this top plane, and here you can see the moment I clicked on this top plane, my sketch tool and my sketch tab just got active. Now we'll start with the center rectangle tool. So for that I will go on to the create panel. I will expand the create panel from over here and then I will go on to this rectangle tool. Under the rectangle tool I will simply go on to the center rectangle tool and activate this tool by making a single left click. Here you can see. Now it is asking me to select the origin point of my rectangle. So I will click on this center point, origin point, and will drag my cursor outside like this to create my first rectangle. I am not going to input the values at this moment, so I will simply click anywhere on the screen, and here you can see I just created this rectangle. And all the time if you want to come out of the tool, simply press escape on your keyboard. As you can see, the rectangle tool is still active with my cursor. So if I want to come out of this, I will simply press escape on my keyboard, and again I am back to the default settings. Now I will activate this next tool, that is sketch dimension tool, to dimension this sketch to provide the measurements. I will simply activate this tool, then we'll click on this side of this rectangle and will drag outside to define its size. Then I will input the numbers. So this is 78, so I will press enter. Then on this side this will be 12, so I will press enter. So these values I had taken from my phone. This is the phone width and this is the phone thickness. Now since we got this rectangle, the next thing we'll use this offset tool to create a parallel rectangle around this existing rectangle. So I will simply activate this offset tool and it is asking me to select the curve, right? So I will click on this rectangle, existing rectangle, and it has started creating an offset rectangle by a particular distance. You can see that. So under the distance I will specify that will be the thickness of my body. So I will just make it 1.6, that is 4 lines of printing if I am using 0.4 mm nozzle for this job. So that is completely correct. The direction is also correct. Also if you want to flip this and want to make this towards inside by 1.6 mm offset, you can just click on this flip icon and it will flip it towards the inside. but since I want to keep it towards the outside because this is my phone dimensions, the internal is my phone dimensions, so I will simply press OK. Here you can see we just finished our sketch. Also we had provided all the necessary dimensions, that's why my sketch looks completely black, and that I can also verify under this sketch folder inside this browser tree. If I will expand this sketch folder, you can see this sketch is coming with a small red icon. That means my sketch is completely constrained. Now I will click on finish sketch, will click on home. Here you can see I will zoom out little bit. Now to convert this to 3D, I will simply activate this extrude tool. Here you can see I will select both the profiles. As you can see, there are two profiles right now. This one is the internal profile and this one is the outer profile. So I will select both of them. As you can see under the profile tab over here, I had selected both the profiles that you can see. Then the direction of extrusion, I will go towards bottom and will give it a thickness of same -1.6. Here you can see. So this was the sketch plane and I am extruding it towards bottom. So that's why I had given the value as negative, since I want to extrude this towards the bottom. And then I will press OK. The moment I will press OK, you will be able to see a first 3D model inside your Fusion 360 design. And also if you'll go on to the design browser, you can see there is a new folder just got added into your browser, and that's say bodies. If you will expand this folder, you will be able to see your first body that you just created. Now by default, the moment you will create your first body, your first sketch will get turned off. So I will simply turn it on by clicking on this small eye icon that you can see attached with every folders and files over here. So I will simply turn it on. Here you can see my sketch is again visible now. Now again I will activate this extrude tool, and this time I am going to select this outer profile only, and I will also click on this arrow and will start extruding like this. The moment I will start extruding like this, you can see that there is a distance tab from where we can input the height of this extrusion. So I will just input the height. Let's make it 124. Here you can see I will zoom out little bit, and the next important thing that you can see under the operations, it says join. So basically if I will change this to new body like the earlier extrusion, and if I'll press OK, you can see I got two different body 1 and body 2. But I don't want two different bodies, I want both of them to as a single body. So for that I will go on to my design history again. At the bottom I will go on to the extrude that we just created. We'll make a right click on the edit feature, and instead of new body operation over here, I will make sure that this is join. Then I will press OK, and now you can see there is just one single body joined as a single body into my design. Now the sketch task of this sketch is over, so I will simply turn it off. So here is our final body after extruding. As you can see, it looks like a pocket. From the top it's open and from bottom it is closed. Now we'll create our next feature. For that again I will activate my create sketch tool, but this time instead of selecting these three default planes, I will select the side plane of this body. So I will click on this area over here, and here you can see now it is ready to create a new sketch onto this side plane. So I will simply go on to my create panel and will activate this simple line tool. I will click on it. Here you can see I will specify this corner point, and then this, and then this, something like this. I will try to create a shape something like this. As you can see, something like a L kind of shape. Here it is. Now I will make sure that this line is completely horizontal. So I will simply select the line. I will apply this horizontal vertical constraint, and it's giving me an error. This means this line is already horizontal. Now the next thing that we had to specify few of the measurements. For example, this one I just want to keep it 7.8 millimeters, since this piece is going to hold on to my laptop thickness, and this laptop thickness I had already measured, and it is around 7.8. Now this thickness, the thickness of the lip that I'm going to consider at this moment is, let's make it 1.6 also, and we'll also do the same with this side 1.6. Here you can see. Now I don't want to go it this much deep, so I will again activate my sketch dimension tool and I will dimension this side at just 10 millimeter or even lesser, maybe 6 millimeter or maybe 7 millimeter, something like this. So yes, it's completely fine. Sketch is already defined, as you can see in the sketch folder. In the sketch 2 it is completely constrained. Now I will click on the finish sketch. I will go on to the home view, and here you can see it is looks something like this sketch. Now I will activate this extrude tool. We'll select this profile, this closed profile, here you can see, and then we'll drag this towards like this. Here you can see. So now it is adding with my existing body, and that's why the operation here you can see it says join. So instead of extruding by a distance, what I can do, I can simply in the extend type I will simply change this to all, and it will extrude up to the last point, but it's giving me an error because it's finding some problem. So I will change this to object, and then I will select this corner point, and it will just simply extrude up to this corner point, since I had changed the extend type to object and then I had specified this corner as object. Here you can see. I will press OK to join, and this is what we got. This is our result. So it's a simple bracket that we had just prepared, but still we need to add few more features into it. So let's add those features now. Now we will create a bumper onto the area over here, so that whenever I am using this bracket and it's mounted with the laptop, all the time the camera of my phone should be pointing towards me. And for that, what I will do, I will first turn on the origin, and as you can see my body is completely symmetric with the origin. So what I will do, I will go on to the create sketch, and this time I will select this front plane as a sketch plane. So I will click on this, and here you can see now we are ready to create a sketch, and I will simply activate this line tool and will create a line like this. Here you can see. So I'm going to create a bumper something like this, that will look something like this, but not this much big. I will make it a little bit smaller and also smaller from the top and bottom. Now since I cannot find this side of this body, so for that what I will do, there is a tool inside create panel that says project tool. Here you can see. So we'll activate this project tool and we'll click on the side of this body and we'll select that. Here you can see it just got selected as a geometry, and the moment I will press OK, that geometry just got projected. And that you can see, if I will turn off the body, you can see this projected geometry. So all the time whenever you are seeing something purple in color under your sketches, this means that geometry is projected from your body or some other reference sketch. So that is already projected. Now I can adjust my point to snap onto it. Here you can see that I had adjusted both the points. Now I will activate my sketch dimension tool, and from bottom to this point I just want to make it 10. So I will just adjust it to 10 millimeter. Also the height of this complete bumper I just want to keep 20 maybe, and also this depth that you can see for this bumper I just want to make it 10. I just don't want to go with this very bigger. Here you can see. Now what I will do, I will simply activate my offset tool, and before that I will specify the angle between them as well. So I will select both the edges and will drag towards inside, and then I can put the angle 90 degree. I will activate my offset tool. I will select these two lines and will offset it towards inward by 1.6 millimeter again. Here you can see that. Now some portion here you can see is extending away from my body, so don't worry about that, since we are getting a closed profile and also my sketch is fully constrained. So I will simply click on finish sketch. I will go on to the home view something like this. Here you can see this is the profile we got. I will turn off the origin also, so I will be able to see my sketches only. Then again I will activate my extrude tool and I will select this profile, and this time while extruding this in one single direction I will simply change the direction to symmetric. Now whatever the amount of extrude I will provide, it will extrude in both the direction, towards that side and this side as well. So let's make it 15. Here you can see. So I think this much of bumper is enough, but still we can go it further more, so we can make it 20, and we'll make sure that the operation we kept here as join, and we'll press OK. So here you can see we also created a bumper that is attached with our body. Now let's add the new feature. So the next feature is that we are going to provide an opening at the bottom from where we can insert our type C charger. Whenever I am using my phone, I will be able to put it on the charging. So what I will do, I will again activate my create sketch tool, select this bottom face of this body as a sketch face, and we'll go on to the create panel. We'll activate my center rectangle tool, and from using this point I will create a rectangle like this, and this size of this opening will be completely based on my type C module that I'm going to insert from over here. So I will simply specify the dimension. Let's write 20. So you can measure it specifically and accurately and put the dimensions. So this here I am just giving you a small demonstration. I'm not going to use the exact values. So still I'm taking 20 by 8, so it is big enough to accommodate the type C kind of openings. So I will click on finish sketch. I will activate my extrude tool. I will again select this profile, and this time instead of adding the material I just want to subtract. So I will extrude it towards the opposite direction. Right here you can see that, and instead of distance I will just change to all. So as you can see, it is just making a cut onto this body by 1.6 millimeter automatically, and automatically it has changed the operation as cut, and this is what we needed. So I will simply press OK, and it will take few seconds, and here you can see we had just made a small opening at the bottom. So this is a rectangular opening that we had created, and we'll make it look much more better, but let's wait for that. So first let's add all the features. So now let's make it lightweight. As you can see, there are so many things that we can remove. For example, there is no need of having this complete back face closed, so we can make it more kind of open. Also for this front side also we can remove some materials, and also from the sides. So let's do it from the back first. For that I will activate the create sketch tool again. We'll select this back face of my body to create a sketch. Here you can see, and here I will draw a center rectangle again, and I will draw rectangle anywhere, but we'll make sure that it's touching onto the top edge of my body, right? And also again I will activate my rectangle tool, and I will create one more rectangle. Here you can see something like this, and this time also I will make sure that it's touching the top of the body, right? And now let's dimension it. So from this side to this bigger rectangle I just want to make it 10, and the moment you will hover over to your dimensions, you can see it says D24. So next time when you want to reuse this value, simply activate your dimension tool, and instead of giving number you can simply write D24 and will press enter. So it is automatically taking this value. So whenever you will change this value, this will automatically get updated, right? So I will just move it little bit towards upward, then we'll activate the sketch dimension tool, and then from bottom to this I just want to keep it D24. Here you can see. Now for this smaller rectangle I just want to make it, let's make this smaller rectangle as 50, not that much, sorry, 40. Yes, and then again the height I just want to keep 60. So I just want to keep the height, I don't want to go up to the bumper, little bit above from bumper. So I think even if we'll go 80 it will be good. Yes, it's still above from bumper, and we'll go on to the back side again, and we'll make sure that all the rectangles are inclined with my origin. So for that what I will do, I will click on the center point of my rectangles and also the origin. There you can see I had selected all three origins by pressing shift on my keyboard, then we'll apply this vertical constraint. So this is already inclined, I just need to specify between this and this. Here you can see both of them just got inclined. Now I will increase this to a little bit, maybe 48. Yes, I will simply press finish sketch and we'll orbit it a little bit, and we'll activate the extrude tool again, and let's extrude the smaller rectangle first, and we'll extrude it towards the opposite direction, something like this, to make a cut, as you can see, and we'll press OK. So this is the cut we created. Now I told you whenever you will perform any extrude cut operations, by default the sketch will get turned off. So I had to turn it on again. Here you can see. Now again I will activate my extrude tool, and this time I will select this bigger rectangle that we had created, and this time instead of going through all, I will simply make a cut just by -1.6, because this cut I just want to make onto the back face only, and then I will press OK. So here you can see this is what we created. Now we need to remove few more materials from the sides. So for that, what I will do, I will click on the side plane, click on the create sketch tool, and on this side again I will activate my center rectangle tool and will create a rectangle like this, from where I can remove some materials, right? I will dimension it from the top to this one. I just want to keep it 10, and also from the bottom to this one I just want to keep it 10, right? And from the sides, maybe some less values. From the sides, let's keep it 3.6 or 3.5, whatever. And from this side also 3.5. And then I will click on finish sketch. So here you can see this is the sketch we created onto the side. I will again activate my extrude tool, will select this sketch that we had created, profile, and will drag it towards like this to make a through cut. Also I can specify here as, instead of distance I can make it through all, so it will be make a through cut. Here you can see. I will press OK, and this is my design after removing all the extra material. And the materials we are removing because we want to take less print time for this 3D print, that's why. Now let's add some fillets to remove these sharp corners that you can see into my design right now. So we'll activate the fillet tool, we'll select this corner, and all these 4 corners onto the bottom. Here you can see. So just keep selecting all the corners once for equal fillets. Here you can see I had selected all the 6 corners. As you can see, 6 edges are selected under the fillet tab, and if I will give some value, let's say make a fillet of 5. Here you can see this is how it looks now. It's looking great, right? Now again click on plus icon and let's add some more fillets. So we'll add fillets on these corners as well, but with less value, but with different value. That's why I'm selecting this in a different set. So these 4 are in different set, and for this I just want to keep a fillet of 3 mm. Here you can see. And let me check if we need to add more fillets. So yes, we want to add one more set of fillets. So again we'll click on this plus icon, and now I will select all these corners of the rectangles that we had created. Here you can see. So there will be total, sorry, if you had selected something wrong by mistake, just again click on it and it will get deselected. So don't worry about selecting anything for your fillets. Anytime if you're feeling that you did something wrong, you can also press escape on your keyboard and you can restart selecting from the scratch. But I told you, if you had selected anything wrong, you can click on it again and you can change the values. So you can see as we had selected all these 8 edges now. Now for this one I just want to make it 2 mm, or maybe 3 mm will work, or 4 mm. I just want to make it completely smooth. Here you can see. So we do not have any overhang area onto this side. That's why we are making it completely smooth. So I think the 4 will work better. I will now press OK, and here you can see this is how our design looks now, right? So it's looking great. And we'll forget one more fillet to add for this hole that we had created for the charger at the bottom. So for that, let's again activate the fillet tool, new fillet, and then I will select all the 4 corners. And there is no hard and fast rule that you had to keep all the sets in a single fillet. You can also create multiple fillets. So for example, here you can see if I will apply this fillet, or maybe 3, and if I'll press OK, you can see I had performed 2 different set of operations for fillets. One was this one, under which we had 3 different sets, and other was this one having just 1 set of fillets. So there is no hard and fast rule to apply fillets. You can do as per your convenience. Now let's add some internal fillets as well to make this corner a little bit smooth. So we'll activate the fillet tool, we'll select all the corners. Now as you can see, I had selected all the internal corners, and in the internal corners I will apply a fillet of 2 mm. So yes, 2 is looking good. And then again I will click on this plus icon, and this time I will select all the external walls. Here you can see, and this time I'm going to apply fillets on all these external walls. So I had selected that now, and for these ones I just want to make it 3.6. So it will look something like this. As you can see, continuous wall thickness, since there was an offset of 1.6 mm. So it's looking great. I will simply press OK to accept this fillet. Now the next set of fillets that we had to apply onto these corners that you can see onto the area over here. So again I will activate the fillet tool, we'll select these two first and we'll apply a fillet of 3.6. Yes, and then again I will click on this plus icon, and for the internal corners also I will apply some fillets of 2 millimeter. Here you can see it's looking great, and we'll press OK. Now the last set of fillet left for this one, so I will activate my fillet tool, will select all the corners once. Here you can see I'm selecting all the internal and external corners, not these ones, this and this, all the 4 areas. We'll apply a fillet of 2, and it will give some extra strength to the bumper, right? I will also add some fillet onto this front, maybe 3. Let's do it again. So let's click on this plus icon and select these 2 edges, and we'll apply a fillet of 3. Okay, let's keep it 3, and we'll press OK. So here you can see. Now as you can see, my bracket is ready. The only thing, if I want to take a feel, if I will just go into the modify, I will click on the appearance tool, and under that appearance tab, if I want to search for some kind of specific material, let's say yellow plastic, so I can write for yellow, and here I will get multiple options, and from which I can drag any material onto my body just to get the appearance. I will close it, and here you can see this is how my bracket looks like. So let me know how do you feel about this bracket. Also, if you want to download this STL file or Fusion 360 file, just go onto the video description below. You will find the link from where you can download this bracket file for free. So it's available over here if you want to have a look of this design. And just let me know in the comment below if you are facing any problem in creating this. I am here to help you. So let me know, and also if you like this video, just press the subscribe and like button, because this is the only thing that helps me to motivate to create such videos inside Fusion 360 and 3D printing and AutoCAD. Thank you guys, thanks for watching, see you again.